Welcome back, everybody, to another video. Lots of news to talk about today. Starting off here with some pretty massive news that Xbox has announced. If you are an Android user with the Xbox app and everything, this is great stuff and kind of, I think, a look at the future as to what Xbox is going to be doing. So we'll go over that plus many other things. But if you do enjoy daily gaming news and content, make sure to hit that subscribe, share the video, and check out my Spotify. Link is in the description. So Xbox, as we know, has been expanding their ecosystem, and it's not just putting games on PlayStation. One of their biggest things that they're going to be looking to expand into is the mobile arena. They've talked about this, especially with the ABK acquisition. One of the biggest things they were excited to get was King, and then all of the mobile titles that come with King, but you also have Call of Duty Mobile and Diablo Immortals, and just the amount of money that mobile gaming brings in is one of the major reasons why they went out and purchased Activision. And they're going to continue to expand out on the mobile side of things, releasing the Xbox Mobile Store, allowing people to make purchases on their phones. And we are finally getting an update on this. This comes via Sarah Bond, who tweeted this out yesterday evening. She says this: the court's ruling to open up Google's mobile store in the US will allow more choice and flexibility. And if you don't know, there was a ruling just recently now that Google has to open up their Android store where you can put other stores on there. There can be purchases made through third-party apps, all of that stuff. And when that happened, my first thought was Xbox is definitely going to be taking advantage of this. And she continues here and says, our mission is to allow more players to play on more devices. So we are thrilled to share but starting in November, players will be able to play and purchase Xbox games directly from the Xbox app on Android. So that is pretty awesome. This is their good strategy, I think, that they are doing, which is going to be allowing people to jump in and play their games on any device that they want. And of course, this will be through cloud streaming. You're going to have access to your Xbox Game Pass subscription there. You're going to have access to your cloud gaming on there. Previously, it was in a separate app, but now it's all going to be integrated into that Xbox app. And then purchasing games on there, which I believe will be able to be played via the cloud. We know that they are looking to expand out to not just have cloud gaming for just your Game Pass subscription, but also for the games that you have purchased, having your entire ecosystem available to you, your entire catalog, which I can't wait for that, because when we think about the next generation, we think about all of the rumors going around that Xbox is going to be creating a mobile gaming device, a mobile gaming PC, essentially. It's going to be something that can't just be for Game Pass. It has to have the entire Xbox experience on that handheld, the custom OS, the ability to purchase and play all of the latest releases. And taking that on the go is going to change the game, I think, for Xbox and how they're expecting to sell their hardware. I think that will be a big win. I think the handheld will probably sell way more than the next high-powered console that they do put out. There will obviously be some sort of price difference between the two as well, which would play a role in this. But this is all the plan of getting your entire catalog everywhere you go. And even if it's on your mobile device, you connect a controller to it and you can play games that you've purchased. I can't wait for that to happen. So in November, this is a major step to getting to that, I think, vision and goal that Xbox has been discussing with everybody, which is basically playing all of your Xbox games on any device that you want. So that's awesome. And I can't wait to see this launch and eventually test it out and just see how well it does work. Now, we've been talking about Halo for the last few days, obviously because of the major announcement from Halo Studios that they are now called, with moving Halo to UE5, to Unreal Engine 5, and getting away from the Slip Space engine, which was their own internal engine where they created their Halo games. One of the major reasons I think this is a good move is just for the sheer cost that to upkeep that engine, as well as having to train people on it if they've never used it. Now they can literally pull from everybody who's been working on Unreal Engine 5 across the entire industry. And I think it will definitely help get more content out for Halo on a timelier basis, on a faster basis. We'll get more Halo experiences because of this move. But there was apparently Halo Infinite 2 in the works, and it's not really surprising because they were talking about Halo Infinite before it launched as this big 10-year experience where they were going to just build on top of. You're going to get the initial game and they're going to continue to build Halo experiences on Halo Infinite. And that did not go as planned. 343 went through a lot of changes, and now they're at a place where they're just basically, I think, abandoning Halo Infinite at some point, maybe in the next few years. Probably they won't abandon it, I think, until the next Halo game comes out, and then the overall numbers on Halo Infinite have just completely fallen to nothing. But we have this report here. This is via Rebs Gaming. It says, in his exclusive video report reveals Halo Infinite 2 was in development until the new leadership took over at 343 Industries, which switched it to Unreal Engine 5, which obviously would have canceled it. And he says here, my source was laid off, so they are unsure if Halo Studios decided to develop Halo Infinite 2 in Unreal Engine 5 or decided to go in another direction. So that's kind of what is happening here. Infinite 2 was in the works, and then that person got laid off. And I guess at this point, we don't know what the direction that they did go into, but yeah, the next Halo experience, I do not think is going to be any sort of continuation of Halo Infinite. It does seem like because of that move to Unreal Engine 5, they're just going to be going in a completely different direction, kind of starting over, rebooting this series, if you will. And that doesn't mean I think there's going to be a whole new take on Halo, but just kind of getting a reboot here in Unreal Engine 5, starting with a remake, I think will happen. We'll probably see Halo CE remake, but I would also love to see maybe like a Halo 3 remake. I think that would be super cool. But Halo, I'm very optimistic about what is going to happen here with Unreal Engine 5 and how much content and the different styles of game that we're going to be able to get out of it. And that engine, from what we've seen, I mean, just look at Hellblade 2. It does wonders for just how games look. I think it's going to do a lot here for Halo as well. All right, let's talk here Overwatch and Blizzard, because again, we were talking about mobile. We're talking about Xbox opening up their store in November, and we have another big game that will be massive for Xbox, and that is going to be Overwatch Mobile, which apparently now is in development at Blizzard. It says Overwatch appears to be heading to your phones and tablets. According to journal station Schreier, Overwatch Mobile is in development at Blizzard. Quote here saying, Overwatch was led by Walter Kong, who oversaw the release of regular heroes and content for Overwatch 2, as well as new projects like the mobile version of the franchise. And in addition to Overwatch Mobile, Blizzard has a Netflix series in production based on the game. So that IP, very popular, lots of people play it. They're going to take it, they're going to expand it out to reach more mediums, and of course try to get more people into the game. And I have this theory that if you put a show out on TV, you're definitely going to attract probably just more casuals in general in terms of gaming that are going to watch the TV show and then potentially go out and want to try the game. And if you put a game on a mobile phone, you'll have more people that would have never played it otherwise, wouldn't have played it on PC, don't want to buy a console, but will pick up their phone and play games, check it out. So that does kind of make sense here. They're expanding out the franchise to try to reach more people in different bases. Putting the game on mobile, I think, will be a smart move. Now, as we know, Xbox is releasing new consoles this year. Nothing that exciting, actually not exciting at all, at least for me. It's the same thing as the Xbox Series X, but there is the digital version and there's that special edition Galaxy version, and it looks like Walmart is accidentally selling the white all digital Series X a little too early here. This is from Reddit. You see somebody here with the white Xbox Series X. I mean, it's just exactly like the one that you currently have in white without a disk drive. And I'm somebody who likes my physical, so this one doesn't appeal to me at all. But hey, if you are interested, this is the live look at what that console is going to look like if you like the white better than the black console. And we have this here, which is a nice addition. I mean, I love seeing just these announcements happen kind of, I guess, seemingly out of nowhere, and that is Mech Warrior 5 Clans has been announced for the Xbox Series X and S, the PlayStation 5, and Steam. It's coming October 16th, but what is great about this announcement is that it is day one on Xbox Game Pass Ultimate and PC via PC Game Pass. So just another game here into the service. If you do like the Mech Warrior series, the 5th game here is coming out in the series. And we have another old school game that is making its way back, and it is landing here for the Xbox version. I don't know if anyone has played this back today. I played this back. It was a pretty cool game. It just brings back some of those nostalgia feelings. That is Star Wars Episode 1 Jedi Power Battles from the PlayStation 1 era. It did not get good reviews back in the day, as they do say, but as I always think, even right now, is that if you want to play a game, check it out and see if you do enjoy it, because I've enjoyed plenty of my lower review scored games. But it is coming out to Xbox on January 23rd. And they say here, take back the Theed Palace in this fast and furious lightsaber action game. You'll have the power of the Force and your trusty lightsaber to help you ward off legions of battle droids, destroyer droids, assassins, and other creatures from Star Wars The Phantom Menace. And use classic or modern control schemes. Toggle your lightsaber colors to match the films. Enjoy new playable characters such as the Tusken Raider. Enter classic cheat codes like Big Head Mode and discover more surprises in the 25th anniversary celebration of Star Wars Episode 1 Jedi Power Battle. So there are some changes here. It is an update, but it basically does look like the old game. If you've never played it, you're now going to be able to check it out here on Xbox on January 23rd. Nuketown is coming back to Black Ops 6, obviously a very, very iconic map. It will be landing on November 1st, so one of their first post-launch contents that they are dropping. And I mean, I feel like anybody who's played Call of Duty at any point, it's pretty much has checked out Nuketown. It is one of the most iconic, probably most popular maps out there. Very small, very fun, fast paced, and it's just chaos when you are in Nuketown. It is coming November 1st. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 release is just around the corner. Very excited for it. Huge, obviously, in terms of a release on Xbox Game Pass. So we will see how this game does go. Like how many people are jumping in. Is it going to be records this year because of Xbox Game Pass, where more people are going to pick it up day one than they would have previously? And they're going to have access to millions of players that potentially would have not picked this game day one with the day one pricing of it. So we'll see what the player numbers are, what the sales are. There's always that discussion as to, is putting this game into Game Pass going to cannibalize the sales so much that they won't want to do this anymore? And I just don't see that happening. I think people are still going to be buying it on the console they previously played on, especially if they have all their friends that are playing it on the console, and especially if it's one of the only games that they play. They're not going to sign up to Game Pass to play it. But then you'll also have some people out there that just want to check it out. Maybe just want to play the campaign. Will sign up to Game Pass to check it out rather than purchasing it. So it'll be very interesting to see all the numbers on Call of Duty when it does happen. One of the biggest failures this year, as we know, I mean, we've gone over this a bunch, is Concord, with the shutting it down in like a week or so, and the rumors of losing $400 million on this game. But apparently they're still updating it. And one thing that is interesting is they did not say that it is the end of Concord forever. They did say they would come back with some news about it at a later date. What that is, we do not know, but they are seemingly still updating this game. So they may actually at some point in the future just put it out there, maybe free to play, and try to get people to just check it out. But it says here, over the last few weeks, there have been multiple daily updates to the game on Steam. Since October 6th, the game has seen 20 updates on Steam by various users such as PM Test, Sony QAE Shipping, and Sony QAE. And it's unknown here what the updates are, but rumors that the game could be looking to re-release as a free-to-play title. And I could see them doing that. I mean, just putting it out there free-to-play for a bit, see if they can get any sort of traction on it. There'd be a higher chance if you're not expecting anybody to actually pay for it. But we will see. I mean, you have to add something in order to make some sort of money off it. They're not just going to put out free to play and then start developing all this content for it for free, which is what their previous plan was. They would probably put it free to play and then add like the classic battle pass stuff for people to pay into and microtransactions to try to get some money back for this game if they decide at any point to continue with it. But it's still being updated on Steam for some odd reason. As we know, Bungie is working on Marathon, which is going to be their next major game. And I think this is a pivotal game for PlayStation, for games as a service to have a big success. I think this one has to hit. They've had lots of failures recently. This one has to hit, and we will see if it does. I feel like the Bungie name alone will bring people in, will bring people to at least try it, especially if they are Destiny fans. And it looks like pre-orders could be happening from some data that has popped up. It says Bungie recently released an update for Destiny 2, and players immediately started to data mine the files from the update. And within that information, it says here there's a big string that reads something entitlement something marathon pre-order. So it looks like they're gearing up here to probably announce the Marathon pre-orders at some time. I would say maybe at the Game Awards or early next year would be my guess here. But it says the beginning of the string V820 is where the suggestion comes. Bungie uses version numbers for its Destiny 2 expansion, with V810 representing the current Revenant episode, and V820 would reference the next episode. Hearsay, and that episode is scheduled to release on February 4th, 2025. But we've also heard about Marathon, and there's been some issues with the actual development of this game, and they haven't actually mentioned or confirmed any new information for it, so we don't know. But they say the latest news on the game came in September regarding Bungie when they plan to hold its next major look at the game, and according to those claims, the next significant reveal wasn't going to happen until spring 2025. So I could see that happening. I could see early next year they come out, they finally show more about it, and then they say, hey, pre-orders are open now to pre-order the game. We'll see. Now, one of the things with Ubisoft is they haven't been making some of their biggest IPs, which a lot of people have been asking for. One of the biggest ones here is Splinter Cell. We do know that they are remaking it, but obviously with everything happening at Ubisoft these days, anything could be up in the air, and people are probably worried whether the game is still going to be developed and come out. And it looks like we have some good news for Splinter Cell fans there. I love the Splinter Cell series, so it's great to hear this. This is an exclusive report here from Insider Gaming saying the Splinter Cell remake is making progress at Ubisoft despite rumors that the game has been quietly canceled. And Insider Gaming has learned that the game is being developed under the codename North. And in addition to the codename, sources have confirmed that the game is being built in the Snowdrop engine, and previous Splinter Cell games use Unreal Engine 2 and 2.5. I mean, that's how far back that we've gotten in this game. So Snowdrop has been used to develop games like The Division 2, Avatar, and Star Wars Outlaws, which I will say those are all phenomenal looking games, so they could do a lot here with Splinter Cell. I mean, Star Wars Outlaws, I've been playing it for a while now. It is really good looking, but Avatar Frontiers of Pandora may be one of the best games in terms of graphically and just the atmosphere that we have seen. If you haven't checked that out, it's definitely worth a look. I think it was one of the best looking games, at least last year, but still phenomenal looking this year. It says first announced in December 2021, Splinter Cell Remake is being led by Ubisoft Toronto. And they went on with a small update here about the game itself. We don't really know anything else. We haven't seen any sort of video other than just the announcement of the remake, and that's simply it. But if they are still working on it, that is a good sign. I don't see why they would can this game. I feel like this is a easy home run if they just bring it back to its roots and give people what they want and don't do anything crazy. Just give us another Splinter Cell from like the Splinter Cells that we've always loved. And it's an easy home run here for Ubisoft to sell a ton of copies and to please their fan base. So we'll see what happens, but I hope we see more about this game soon. I will end the video there. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up. If you are new here, hit that subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video.